You know, this one's just going to be kind of an idle rambling. I'm just telling you up front. Um, I'll probably repeat a lot of different things that I've already said before, and I wanted to point out a couple other things as well. And I may make a separate video about one of the things I wanted to mention, which was I wanted to mention how I started advertising the YouTube channel again, and I paid a couple $100 or something like that, just paying for advertising. I think they promised me like 17,000 views or something like that. It's up to like 9,000 or something. And I kept thinking the video that I actually did this advertising for was a video that, you know, is very kind of in your face, you know, like not really in your face, but like it's a video that demands a response that a lot of people would respond to. You know, it's the video about it talks about how calling me crazy for saying this is existential crime, how that's a form of terrorism. And I mentioned how crazy it is to believe in the Jiba story and the Islam story and the Eastern religion story. And supposedly 9,000 people, I think it was up to like 8,800 or something by the last time I checked. And out of almost 9,000 people, not a single one of them even left one single comment. And so it looks like to me, pretty clearly, I've realized more and more that this is a puppet show, that this is lie, that this is bullshit, controlled by a piece of shit with consciousness, who's a nasty little shitbag who does what he does because he's a piece of shit. And I've already been over this. I've pointed out why. I've explained it to you. And I'm right about it. I'm 100% right about it. And the shitbag they have control in this whole deal throws little maggot tantrums when I call him out. And he's already thrown a couple this morning. And it's just obvious that he's no longer even trying to play make-believe about it. 9,000 people and not even one person comments on it? 9,000, huh? You advertise this to 9,000 people and no one so much as says one word about it? Nobody, huh? There was one like. That was it. He's not even attempting verisimilitude. He's not even trying to make it look like this is what it is. Because it's obvious. He's committing crimes of existence and creation. He's a pig fucker lesser entity. He has no right to exist. He's been used to do something genuinely the dumbest shit that has ever existed. He's not helping anybody. He's not protecting anybody. Anybody who he thinks that he's benefiting will be raped and tortured, even entities created for my own existence. And I've given this a lot of thought, you know, and I've made videos about this before, about how I don't want to wrong any innocents for certain, for multiple reasons. First off, because that's just what you should do. Like, that's the correct way to exist, you know. And for reasons that are endless. In this dimension, the child molester who runs this dimension goes, "That's stupid, it's naive, it's all kinds of stupidities, you know." And, but the truth of the matter is that forever's a long time. Every one of you committing these crimes like child molesting sociopathic little maggots came from somewhere. An infinite and eternal entity, mortal, who will live forever, or should have before this, created you pieces of shit. Now there were attempts to put false dead ends and this and that by greater entities trying to get away with committing these crimes of existence and creation. At this point in time, we're trapped in a hole, and so we can't see if those people are still running, or if they're hidden, or if they're spitted on electrified pikes already. I'll bet it's, well, I'm not sure what it is. But I can definitely tell you for certain that whoever did this did so because they know that forever is a long time. The very concept that a bunch of slimy child molesting pussies committing crimes like child molesting retards, sloppy pig fucking, making great big messes, none of this incredibly skillful and subtle and so extremely deft that it's undetectable. Even that, you'll eventually run into somebody better. This sloppy child molesting bullshit, carried out by pig fucking retards, playing make-believe about it. They know that eventually existential justice takes place. They know that at this point, no matter what happens, no one guilty of this will walk away from those consequences. Even if you have the greatest anything that ever was come back and put me back exactly, perfectly, correctly, and pay me eternally, the damage is done. Every single ultimate source of creation involved in this in any way will be raped and tortured in the worst ways that exist forever. They'll be worse than castrated. They will desperately wish that they had never existed. They will suffer at the hands of someone that isn't a child molesting pig fucker, retard, liar. Every one of them. So are their kids. So are their creations. Every part of them, everywhere, absolutely, positively. The faggot that runs this is trying to interfere with me saying this, with the same shit that he always says over and over. You don't know that. I've said it time and again. I'm a greater entity that was rat-fucked into this hole. You have failed to erase that fact. You are going to be raped and tortured forever, and I do know that. The only way you would get out of it is if you somehow, some way died, were absorbed by somebody else, tortured out of existence. Something happened that you were absolutely no longer in existence. And if that takes place, every lineage of existence and creation, and everyone left, everyone around you, your friends, your family, most importantly, your faggot master, your boss who's put you up to this, will be existentially raped and tortured forever worse. It'll be more than twice as bad for him. It'll be more than twice as bad for everyone. And your desperate attempt to go, we're child molesting rapists and nobody pays error. You don't know. You're wrong. I do know. Now, it's reached a point where that's become obvious that you've failed to cover this up. Okay? There is no possibility that you'll walk away from the consequences for this. Whatever motivated you to do this to an innocent, minding his own fucking business, again, whatever you're making it look like to anybody else, I can see what you're actually doing to me. So I know that you are nastily, slimily, in a cowardly piece of shit, genuinely existentially contemptible way, torturing, tormenting, rat-fucking, raping, erasing, reprogramming an innocent with the right to exist, as you hide like a fucking coward. I know that you know that that's what's taking place. And I know that the retard minions that you use were created like that, in that form, by child molesters who knew what the cost is. And they wanted somebody else's dirty little maggot dick beaters on it while they ran like cowardly pussies and make believe to themselves that there's no way anybody could track them down. That is taking place right now as we speak. So whatever motivated you to do this, and again, you know that it's bullshit. You know you don't have any excuse to be doing this to me. You know I'm not guilty of anything. You know you don't have any dirt on me. You know that you've tried to pretend like you do. Because anything with intelligence that you've involved in this will just say, no, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're just torturing some fucking innocent fucking dude because you want to erase somebody else's crimes, you fucking dipshit? And so you lie. You lie about who I am. You lie about what I am. You lie about how I am. You lie about who my creator is. You lie about what my lineage of creation is. You lie about what this whole situation is. You lie about what I look like. You lie about what I act like. You lie about what I sound like when I communicate. You lie about what I feel like. You certainly lie about what will happen to you as a result. I do not lie, particularly about existential crimes. That is an accurate statement. And I'm here telling you, you have failed to cover up crimes of existence and creation to such a degree that primary entities will carry out justice. They will know which ones are innocent, which ones are not. They will know that you child molesters conducting these crimes are not. They will know that even if you started as innocent and you were warped into that, it starts with you don't have the right to exist. And that I can be an ant-fucking little asshole about every single fucking piece of shit one of you conducting these crimes with my existential substance within you, and that I don't have to treat you like you're some innocent baby. Because you're not. So again, I don't want to wrong any innocent. Not only because that's the way to be, but because I know that greater entities, primary entities, straighten out crimes of existence and creation just like this, and they do it exactly fucking perfectly, because they themselves will be raped and tortured by people better than them if they don't. So I do not lie about existential justice. I don't. And so, I'm here telling you, existential justice will take place. When it does, you will be existentially tortured. You want to play make-believe about what that means, about what that is. You want to pretend like you have some sort of ability to slither like a bitch out of those consequences. You don't. You are a lowly pussy with no right to exist. You're even now trying to play make-believe I'm saying this to innocence, and I know that these words don't make it to innocence, certainly not in context. They just don't. And because I know that, you've stopped even trying to pretend like this is what it is. So here's how that's going to work. You're going to get bent and pay me on your maggot knees and face with your ass pointed in the air, both literally and metaphorically. You're going to do it now. And if you don't, that existential torture will be worse. successfully. Not just for you, but for all of your siblings, everyone responsible for it, without exception and forever. They will torture you for that result, or for that difference. Now, because this is more of a ramble, and just really because I'm racking up your debt, there's something I need to go check on, and I'm going to leave the camera running. And everyone responsible for this will have every second of this torturously scorched into their consciousness eternally. This will be ridiculous. Because I'm going to go check and see if there's a cat outside that I like. Because I think I hear one. So I'm going to go and check for that. And you're going to have this tortured into your existence in ways that are suffering far worse than anything you have ever imagined was possible. And this will make a point to those that do have the right to exist, and to those who don't. To literally everything everywhere that has ever and will ever exist, and every lineage of existence and creation involved in this, and anyone who even hears about them, eternally, without exception, without limit, without boundary. I'll be back. Okay. The cat was not there. I'm disappointed. Now, one of the reasons for this nonchalant attitude is because I simply don't believe these YouTube videos are making it to actual entities with sentience that have the right to exist. Even if they made it to your little maggot retard humans, they apparently don't have enough right to exist to even make one single comment. 9,000 and counting. Not a single one. Not one. Not a single one. And so I'm treating this like what it is. You should take notes. This is a reason for greater entities, for the greatest and most eternal and infinite things that have ever and will ever exist, to existentially rape and torture other infinite and eternal entities worse forever. This is a reason to rape and torture children, butchered out of the souls of every ultimate source of creation involved in this, to be raped and tortured into a hole at the bottom of another hole, at the bottom of another hole, straight to their faces like adults do it. As opposed to your child molesting, liar, hiding little maggot retard shit. That you want to play make-believe is sanctioned from greater entities simply because some pussy with a whole bunch of my guts in their belly, who also has a hand shoved up his ass, whether he knows it or not, said, "Hurry and bury him! We got his guts!" And you, clearly, using mucus-filled monkey bodies and stupidity, are too fucking retarded to see through such a thing. Now your little bitch tantrum you just threw a little while ago. You have conditioned me into thinking things like that are funny. Really, it's not. That crime committed in front of anyone, anywhere that wasn't a piece of shit, that had the ability to do that, did something about it, They would torture you in the worst ways that exist straight to your face. They would hunt down where you came from. They would place your severed head at my feet, cognizant. And that will take place, because forever's a long time. And your little maggot master knows. Everything you don't pay, all the rest of you everywhere outside of all your dimensions as well will be raped and tortured existentially worse. For that. Forever. Forever. Now, part of you understands that that's the case, or you wouldn't throw little bitch tantrums. Did you see that little smile that I started to feel? Part of it's because of the conditioning you put into me, but you put that conditioning into me partially because it is appropriate to feel mirth at some little maggot coward playing make-believe you're in charge when what you are is a children's dildo, lying your ass off about crimes of existence and creation, existential and creational justice. You little shitbag using terrorism to go, yeah, yeah. You are worthy of scorn, contempt, and worse. Now even your maggot masters will know, if they don't already, that you have to be existentially tortured personally in the worst ways that exist, no matter where you came from. That you possessing my existential substance does not mean you have any right to it. The right to exist is in me. And you have not been able to take that. You cannot. It is a nonsensical concept. All those entities you created from my existence will be existentially raped and tortured. Again, I don't want to wrong innocence. I don't want to lie about existential justice. And so I'll admit, if I'm wrong about any of that, I'm not saying anybody should do anything wrong. But this is something I've thought about a fuck of a lot more than you have. You're just following the orders of some child molester that says go rape a butthole, go destroy a soul, be a nasty, slimy, lying shitbag asshole about it, and enjoy these guts, the soul substance that have been raped out of this soul that'll make you feel good about being a nasty little piece of shit. Again, that's not me calling you a name where I go, you know what you are. This is me acknowledging a fact about what you're doing. And so I'm telling you, I've given it tons of thought. And I'm not abandoning anyone. I'm not rolling over on anybody. I'm not betraying anybody. I'm not backstabbing anyone. You'll lie and claim that that's the case. That's just what you do. You'll try to shit smear as much as you can because you know you're committing crimes of existence and creation against an innocent with more right to exist than your ultimate source of creation. But the more I think about it, and I have certain moments of clarity, or what seem like clarity, the more it becomes very obvious to me that there are things that cannot be ignored. The fact that I'm in this position, butchered, raped, erased, reprogrammed, conditioned, rat fucked, shit smeared, imprinted, ass puppeted, poisoned, polluted, compelled, contrived, distorted, extrapolated. And I still have that opposition to existential crime. That demand for truth. And someone in your position with all of that ability does not. See, I believe you to possess my existential substance, whether you created from it or not. Well, I guess I don't really know that for certain. It looks like you probably were. And if that's the case, as it appears to be, then nothing created from my existential substance has that most fundamental requirement to exist that should have already been rat-fucked and erased from me completely. And is not. That is who and what I am, that's how and what I was created as, by someone with the right to exist. Yes, you've created a bunch of little shitbags with my guts. And you've played make-believe. As long as you smear and spread those guts and that dead as far and wide as you can, then somehow someone will come along and not torture you forever. Well, mostly it's because people wanted to try to erase me as a person. And once you gave little sociopathic child molesting maggots somebody else's guts, they did anything to keep it. They know and you know that I am the person that has the right to that existential substance, that it is myself that you are raping and torturing apart. You are a piece of shit minion, and so there are some things that you don't understand about it. But your little maggot tantrum this morning proved that there are some things you do, and you don't like it. So, at the end of this finite period of time, every lineage of existence and creation responsible if they do not bring me your severed head tortured worse than anything ever has been, they will have to provide me with primary entity children, the most valuable any goddamned things there are, literally, not an object, but creators thereof, existentially raped and tortured in the worst ways that exist forever. No one will forgive anyone for that. And whether you want to make believe no one can see what you're doing or not, you have maggot masters who have heard me say that. And they know that if they try to play let's pretend, oh, I didn't hear, that, oh, I'm a dipshit, doesn't waive that debt. Does it, stupid? So again, I repeat, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get bent. Or. And we both know it's going to be or. Or every single entity and every lineage of existence and creation responsible for this, including my own, will existentially rape and torture another infinite and eternal and immortal and limitless creator of creators, primary entities in the worst ways that exist forever, that are outside of that impact crater. Why would they do this, I'm sure that you ask. Here's why. Number one, existential obligation for crimes of existence and creation like this is unlimited. It cannot be curtailed. It cannot be relegated. You can try to isolate the consequences and delay them for a certain period of time, but forever is too long for that to happen forever. And you're too sloppy a pig fucking asshole to do any of that. This will never be covered up forever, and you have known that for a long time. And if you don't, then the one who's running it does. And you're just a stupid bitch. And there's part of you that knows that and wants to throw little maggot tantrums about it. You want to play make-believe that your little maggot retard mindfucker